you? How have you been? Time for another healing session. Let's have some tea, some lavender chamomile. I'm going to take a couple sips. Put that over there. And today we're going to be working with stones. This is my recharging jar. This is pink Himalayan salt, and I keep inside different crystals as well as feathers for intuition, protection, divine understanding, and all of that good stuff. So open it up. Let's see what we got. One of my favorite is jet. It's a grounding stone. It's really important for boundaries. We can also work on our creativity, our intuition. Some amethyst. Oh, look, we got a feather too. We have some amethyst for higher awareness, higher consciousness, the crown chakra. We have another feather. We have some tiger's eye for courage, encouragement, all that good stuff. Boom. And let's do one more. Let's work on our solar. Let's work on creativity, being open, nourishing, and developing our gifts. So wherever you're at, go ahead and take a deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Continue to breathe through your chakras. I love this one right here. It's glistening. Just continue to breathe here. Finding peace and patience within yourself. So in our healing journey, we're going to continue to develop our resilience and our understanding and reverence towards forgiveness. I think forgiveness has quite a few misconceptions around it. And I think that's why it is so difficult for us to forgive, for us to move on. A lot of times we get stuck in these patterns of being the victim or not being able to get past our own decisions or feeling like we're somewhere along the process. And I think that forgiveness is more about an internal spiritual journey than it is really about an external reflection of actions or acceptance from others. Along your journey in life, you've probably had to have the opportunity to forgive or be forgiven, or both. A lot of times, a little bit of times. That's regular. That's okay. You know, you are not as horrible as the worst thing you've done, as well as being a saint won't protect you from going through things in life. It's just the natural process of being born. But getting stuck is not good for your physical health, mental, emotional. You can't cultivate a life and build your gifts if you're stuck. So with forgiveness, we have to think about the root, like when we're thinking about the root chakra. When you look at the root of a plant, you see this tree, but for the size of that tree, the roots are very big, very long, very expansive, sucking up nutrients and water in the ground. They need to be sturdy in case the wind comes to knock that tree over, it can stand firm and planted in the ground. But when it comes to habits, the same is such. We might be so deeply rooted in a habit or a way of thinking that during the forgiveness path, we don't know how to get past that moment because we have such a strong foundation of going about or seeing things in a certain way. And to that, I would say, you can forgive others. You can forgive yourself. You can be of forgiveness. You can ask for forgiveness without the expectation that things will go back to how they were or even resemble as they were. If you have some roots in that tree that's decaying, you'll want to cut that off. You'll not want to give the roots more water or put them in a moldy situation in which they can expand. You're going to want to cut that off. And the same thing in your forgiveness path. Forgiving is giving yourself permission to cut that behavior, circumstance, even people, to cut it out of your life. And you can forgive someone and move on and not have to have them in your life. You can forgive yourself of making certain decisions and move on and not have to continue to replay it. But I think that a lot of times we feel this guilt that if we really truly want to forgive someone, we have to figure out how to be okay with them in our lives, and that becomes a trigger, and this becomes the cycle. And to that, I would say, no, not at all. You can forgive someone and give them the energy and the space to do better in another relationship, another situation that has nothing to do with you. It's almost when you lose everything, do you really appreciate what you had? Do you really learn that hard lesson of how to treat people, how to react, and you find things much more precious? But if you're going to continue in your forgiveness path to enable people to feel like, okay, I can push this person to their boundaries and they're always going to be there for me, they're never truly going to get to the place they need to get to. And you're never truly going to get to the place that you need to get to unless you just have your back and you believe in yourself. Stand for something. I know we live in a time where it is so easy to fall victim and feel as though so many things can topple us over. We live in a time where we need a lot of mental health, emotional health, even physical health support, but yet at the same time, it's not seen as valuable in all the spheres of our lives. You know, it's hard for people to ask for help. It's hard for them to move on. And it's simply because you got to cut that root off. You got to let those things go. And you got to be okay with starting over a bit so that you can have it better the next time, even if it wasn't your fault. You got to give yourself that opportunity and really be open to that forgiveness in your life. From your root to your courage, to your crown, to your intuition and creativity, you're going to live a big and beautiful life. But you can only do that if you're open. And it's going to take a lot of courage to get you to where you need to go, to be fearless, and to know that you are worth cutting those roots off so that your good roots can grow some more. So as you're continuing on your healing path, just remember to love yourself unconditionally, because I promise you, no one is going to be able to love you in the way that you can love you. And you should never expect someone to. You are so beautiful, and you are so worthy, and we all need those gifts that you have. So until next time, continue your healing journey and be okay with forgiving, letting go, and moving on with so much love.